Lakers lose tonight in Memphis, but head back home to Crypto for Game 3 with the series tied at 1 apiece.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Big is back. It's bigger. It's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710 ESPN.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Tipping off now.
All right, Lakers lose Game 2 to the Memphis Grizzlies, 103-93, the final score. Next game coming up on Saturday. Lakers will host the next two. Disappointing night. It's the best way that I could put it. Was not expecting Anthony Davis to have 13 points, D'Angelo Russell to have 5, Dennis Schroeder to go scoreless, Lakers to only score 93 points, and to lose against a Memphis team without Ja Morant. People can keep telling me and remind me, hey, no. Memphis has won games without Ja. I get it. I understand that. It's the playoffs. It's the postseason. Usually a team that's missing their best player should not win the game. That was not in the cards for the Lakers. Memphis jumped all over them early on and really just never let up. And even if the Lakers made a run, Memphis was, it seemed like, in control of this game, and a really, really missed opportunity for the Lakers. And now we got a little bit of a dogfight. Not to say that you weren't expecting that coming into this series when it's number 2 versus number 7, but it has more to do with the fact of one team is completely healthy and the other team is not. Lakers, like I mentioned, not able to take advantage of it. Bron ends up playing 39 minutes for the Lakers. He has 28 points and 12 rebounds. Rui Hachimura, 20 points. So both of those players do their job. Lakers still find a way to lose this game. Not too many postgame shows I've done where the Lakers only putting up 93 points. And this is probably as fresh as you're going to see the Lakers. They'll have played. The game on Sunday, they were coming off 4 days rest. The game today, tonight, they were coming off a couple days rest. They'll have a couple days rest before Saturday's game. After that, it's every other day. And you're going to be flying around the country, obviously, to get from L.A. to Memphis. You'll be flying back and forth over these final couple of games. So we'll see how things go. Lakers obviously got to get back on track starting Saturday. And you know the place is going to be rocking at Crypto. Really the first opportunity in years now for a sold-out, actually NBA playoff game, not a playing game. I need a break from the everyday. Well, fans, it might be your lucky day because tonight Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away a 2-night stay plus dinner and golf or bowling for 2. Make any day your lucky day. Book now at FantasySpringsResort.com. I'm going to throw out the phone number here real quick. 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. So however you're tuning in to us, whether you're listening on the radio, listening on the ESPNLA app, or on all our social platforms, we appreciate you tuning in. But feel free to call in. Of course, we'd love your thoughts on the game. Lakers head coach Darvin Ham. Let's start off the postgame show, getting a chance to listen to him, get his thoughts on the Lakers' 10-point loss to the Grizzlies.
Darvin, just wondered how you thought you kind of matched up from an energy standpoint. Memphis, obviously a desperation game for them, but what did you think of the way that played out for you?
Yeah, I think we came out a little bit lethargic in that first quarter, a little irresponsible with the ball, some unforced errors. I think in the first quarter we had 5 turnovers that gave them in turn 10 points. But from that point on, I thought we clawed and we scratched and we fought. The defense wore on. As the game wore on, the defense got better and better. And we just need to have that mentality at the start of the game. And, at the end of the day, obviously we wish we could have got this one as well, but that's a hell of a team over there, really highly competitive ball club. I said it before the game. It's the reason why they are who they are, with or without Ja. Still a huge storage full of talent and guys that play the right way, play hard, and play together. So, my hat's off to them. They came out, had a hell of a performance. They played with a desperation, a sense of urgency. And, obviously we were able to get game 1. Unfortunately, we didn't get game 2, but, having a split nonetheless is a good trip. And so we just have to go home and defend our home court.
And then, Darvin, just tactically with Jones in the game and them trying, getting a lot behind AD, pulling him up in that screen roll action. What's the adjustment there? How's that different from what? Well,
I have to go back, and I really can't talk adjustments. I don't like speaking on it. Coming off the emotion of the game, seeing it initially in live action. Once we get back, we'll dissect the film on the plane ride home and next time I see you, I'll share what I can share.
Sort of what you just said, that still a good trip, the split. Is that you being big picture or devoid of the emotions of what happened? Because it felt like you guys had a pretty good opportunity.
No, I'm pretty sure if this was the NCAA tournament, my mood would be a lot different. But it's the first of 4, not the first of 1 or 2 or 3. You know, we anticipated a really grueling series. This team, again, it's the reason why they are who they are. Have a lot of pride, the high elite competitive spirit, a extremely talented roster. So we knew we were going to have our hands full with this matchup. But you know, again, we were able to do some great things in game 1. Game 2, not so much. Didn't start off the right way, but we kept at it. We kept competing, and you know, holding this team to 103 points, even without Ja, is a hell of a defensive effort. So, you know, I'm sure AD will play better, D'Lo will play better. You know, we had a lot of guys who, you know, had some tough nights from the field, and I don't see that happening too many more times. So we just got to go back to the drawing board and really look at the game, investigate it closely, and see where we can get better, the things we did well defensively as the game wore on, and try to, you know, sustain the defensive effort that we had in the last 3 quarters and try to be better offensively, and first and foremost, by not hurting ourselves with unforced turnovers.
You mentioned AD. Really tough game offensively for him. What were they doing to disrupt him? What did you see? And
I mean, from my vantage point initially, just, you know, forcing tough catches, denying them, forcing them off his spot, and then crowding the paint and tilting behind them, flooding the backside. And again, just when the shot clock is steady dwindling, and you know, you have to go find a way. He's doing his job. We tell our guys, whenever you drive the ball and you collapse, you have 2 or 3 defenders around you, or you try to post up, you have 2 or 3 defenders around you. Now you got to go to the second or third option, swing it quick, and just play a little faster. But again, you know, my hat's off to him. Taylor and his staff, they're really excellent coaches, and you know, they bumped up their physicality, bumped up their crowds, and defensively taking away the paint, and they came away with the win. So again, time to go back to LA and put our best foot forward and defend our home court.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham right there. Okay, couple things that he said. He said defense got better as the game wore on, which he's right. Did not start the way they wanted. 100% right there. I thought what he said about Memphis was interesting. Play hard, they play together. Hats off to Memphis. Desperation, sense of urgency. I guess maybe that's why there's some disappointment in tonight's game, is that you were hoping to get that sense of urgency and that desperation from the Lakers. Why? Because it's such an opportunity when Ja Morant's not there. I thought Dan Wyke asked the right question. He said getting the split is a good trip. That was Darvin Ham saying that. And Dan followed up with, because of the opportunity, do you still see it that way? And you know, Darvin Ham talked about it. This isn't the March Madness tournament. It's the first 1 to 4, not the first 1 to 1, 2, or 3, which he's right about. What do you think, Laker fans? Is this a good trip? Are you content that the Lakers are back here in L.A. 1-1? Or are you disappointed? I'm going to just go with what I said before the game started when I was talking to Michael Thompson. I would be disappointed if the Lakers came back to Crypto.com and it's not 2-0. Again, that's no disrespect to Memphis. It's just the fact that they weren't 100% healthy. We'll take some of your phone calls when we come back. 877-710-ESPN. Appreciate you guys tuning in. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Postgame Show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker, only at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers Postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how. Locally owned, manufactured and operated since 1956. Visit vistapaint.com and start saving. Points in the Paint, 50-50. So Lakers lose a game, 103-93. Memphis grabs game 2. Series tied now 1 apiece. Points in the Paint, 50 apiece. Lakers at one point was 38-20. I want to say at halftime there was an 18-point advantage. A lot of the damage that the Lakers did to get back in the game, to make it more reasonable. At one point they were down 20, got it all the way to within 6. That a lot of the scoring was coming in the paint. Jared Vanderbilt had a couple of buckets in the paint. Braun was posting up on Dylan Brooks a couple times. Dylan Brooks was trying to front him, and beautiful lobs. I think one from Austin Reaves. Maybe D'Angelo had another one as well. But not enough for the Lakers, so they eventually lose the game by 10. Series now tied at 1 apiece. I asked this question. I put it out there. Listening to Darvin Ham post-game, said getting the split is a good trip. I think in most and you could give your comments whether you agree or disagree on that. I think for me, before the series started, coming back 1-1, it's mission accomplished. The New York Knicks got 1 in Cleveland, mission accomplished. The Clippers got 1 in Phoenix, mission accomplished. The Golden State Warriors were not able to get 1 in Sacramento. They're in a hole. I thought for the Lakers, once they got game 1, and the fact that Ja Morant wasn't playing in game 2, I can't look at it actually as a successful trip. I think the series is tied 1 apiece. Okay, I think we have a series here where I felt like today was going to be a real good opportunity for the Lakers. They didn't make it happen. I know we got a ton of calls lined up here, so let me get to some of these calls, then we'll get to Austin Reaves. Brandon in Inglewood. Brandon, thanks for calling in. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Al, man? Hey, look, I don't think it's a good trip. Part of the reason is because all the Lakers had to do was come out and play with energy in the first quarter, and they would have won that basketball game. So it's not like it was X's and O's or they had to make a certain amount of threes. But my main point I want to make, Al, real quick, too, man, is LeBron James and Anthony Davis have become masters of conserving their energy. And, you know, that's a good thing for them. I guess they can do that, but that rubs off on the team. And you can't hold guys accountable if you're not going to do the little things like close out. Guys hit a couple threes. LeBron's still not closing out. AD letting Tillman beat him down the floor. You got too much going on. You have to have consistent performance, man.
Well, and I think, Brandon, I appreciate you calling in. And I think it sets a tone, too, right? If you're right about the start of the game. You know, I just – listen, I'm not telling you that I don't think Memphis was just going to lay down, but I think if the Lakers, you know, you're approaching game 2 as if it's, guys, we win this game, there's a very strong likelihood it's not coming back to Memphis. They didn't play that way, and they didn't start the game with that kind of sense of urgency. That was all Memphis. Memphis created that. And listen, sometimes you can't create fake desperation. Memphis was truly desperate. If they lose this game, they're down 0-2. And like I said, there's a good chance that their season's going to end without getting another opportunity in Memphis. What this game did, it did a couple things. By tying the series up 1 apiece, you at least create some type of, maybe doubt is not the right word for the Lakers, but it's more you create some type of some confidence in your own team, and I'm talking about the Memphis Grizzlies. It's going to give Ja kind of an opportunity. Wait, we didn't have to play Ja Morant. He's trying to get healthy, and we still got a W out of it. That's a really, really good night for the Memphis Grizzlies. The world's not going to end, and can the Lakers come back and, as something Darvin Ham said, well, now we just got to take care of home court. Sure, and they're going to get that opportunity. And if you go take care of business on Saturday and then try to respond again by the time Monday comes, you could be 3-1, but you're going back to Memphis. And then obviously now, one thing I fear about the Lakers, I fear as you start getting a little bit further into the series, you're not going to get as much time off. And that time off, I think, could hurt the Lakers. Let's take another call here. Enrique in Santa Ana. What's going on, Enrique? All right, let's go to Vincent in Burbank.
Hey, how's it going? First-time caller here.
Thanks for calling in, bud. What's going on?
I just don't understand Darvin Ham's coaching sometimes. It's just he brought in Tristan Thompson to clog up the paint, and it still went small ball with these guys, and they're the number one. They're pretty much up there in the scoring in the paint, and they were just killing them inside, and I don't know why he just didn't bring him in. So it's just I don't like the mentality of Darvin Ham sometimes, and I feel like he should have just closed it out and just rallied the guys to really close these guys out and go back to L.A.
Appreciate you calling in. Yeah, I thought it was more the start of the game than the end of the game. Lakers actually, second half, what'd they outscore them? Only by 5 points. Then they gave up 24 points in the third quarter and 20 points in the fourth quarter. The problem is Lakers weren't scoring 27 and 22 for the Lakers in the final two quarters. All right, let's go to Hassan in Bell. Hassan, thank you for calling in.
Yeah, no problem. What's up, guys? I just wanted to say, let's be realistic. The Lakers just needed to win one game, and we got it. Let's not underestimate the Grizzlies. They're second in the West for a reason. We know they didn't have Ja today, but their other players stepped up. I mean, look at the Bucks right now without Giannis. They're up by 40. So I think we should be satisfied with the split and let's win these next two games at home.
Appreciate you calling in, Hassan. Let's take a listen. Here's Austin Reaves on the Lakers' loss to Memphis, 103-93.
I mean, yeah, but you go back to last year and you look at their record without Ja. I think they're like 22 and 25. What? 25. 25. I mean, this year I think they're a little worse, 11 and 10 or something like that. So, they've proved in the last 2 years that they play really good basketball without him. So we knew it was going to be a challenge. And like I said, they were desperate and they played harder than us. But yeah, we feel like we got a good opportunity regardless of who we're playing.
As disjointed as the game felt, when you look up at the scoreboard, it's a 6-point game with 3 minutes to go. What do you think allowed you guys to at least get to that point?
I think it was just effort coming out of half. Vando was big on the offensive glass, getting extra possessions, and really just playing hard. That's all it come down to was us matching their energy. Like I said, with the talent that we have, you're never really out of a game, and we just didn't make enough plays down the stretch.
Austin, you could feel that kind of defensive desperation that they had, and just how difficult it seemed like to be to dislodge them. What are some of the things offensively that you guys can do to counter that, just with efficiency and trying to find ways to get around it?
I think it's just playing the right way. You can use their aggression against them, honestly, if you just play the right way. If you get the ball moving, they'll get out of position at some point. So, we'll go watch the film either tomorrow or Friday and, assess what, we need to assess. But, put this one behind us.
Are you eager to get back? And of course, there's another couple days off, but you go back now with a 1-1 split, get the Laker crowd for the first Laker home game that you've had. What do you expect in that game?
It's game 3 in the playoffs. We come down here, obviously got game 1, so it put us in a good position. Wish we'd have got tonight, but, it's the nature of the game. You win some, you lose some, so it'll be nice to get back to L.A. and, play in front of our crowd and that atmosphere.
Obviously, he's getting a ton of defensive attention right now. What can you guys do to get him easier baskets?
Just try to make it, like you said, easier for him. Get him the ball in better spots. I feel like, we got him the ball in a couple tough spots where he had to, try to make a shot over 2 or 3 people. So, just giving him a little bit more space and opportunity to play his game. He's got so much talent that if you give him that, he's really hard to stop. But they did good defensively, and like I said, we'll watch the tape and see what we can do to, help the whole group.
All right, that's Austin Reaves right there. 12 points for him, 5 of 12 from the field. Also had 4 assists and 5 rebounds. One of the few players that played all right. I know it's not Austin Reaves' best game, but a lot of other players struggled for the Lakers. Just 93 points. You have not really seen that too often for the Lakers. To go from 128 to 93. Helen in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Helen, thanks for calling in all the way out in Tennessee.
Hi, Alan. Long-time Laker lover. Got to tell you, I agree with you 100%. I'm very disappointed that the Lakers didn't come up with a win tonight. Memphis was set up for a loss. I think there were a lot of bad calls by the refs. I just didn't see where plays were being set up as well. So,
it's a frustrating one. No, it's a frustrating one. Helen, I appreciate you calling in. Look, I would say this, and I know people are going to. This is just going to be part of the conversation for the next couple of days. It's just how I feel, that there is disappointment when you have an opportunity. You don't know how many of those opportunities you're going to get in front of you. You either take advantage of it or you don't. I mean, even Austin Reaves said, they're playing desperate. They played harder. You hate to hear things like that when they don't have their star player and you can't take advantage of it. That's a tough one to swallow. And a lot of these guys, look, D'Angelo Russell, he's been bad. Dennis Schroeder didn't play good today. Anthony Davis, you can't have a game where you're 4 for 14 with 13 points if you're Anthony Davis. He had 4 free throw attempts at halftime. He had 4 free throw attempts in the game. So I get it. They throw double teams, this, that. I know what he's going to do on defense. He's amazing on defense, but that ain't going to get it done. He played 38 minutes. All right, let's take a quick listen. I mentioned D'Angelo Russell struggling so far in these first couple of games. Actually, he was okay. In the last game, he had 19 points, so game one put it away. But at least in this one, in that playing game against Minnesota, not enough consistency from D'Angelo Russell. Here's Russell on the Lakers' loss.
D'Angelo, it looked like there was a different level of energy and focus from Memphis from game one, which I guess you could expect. You were here for a playoff series last year. What did that feel like on the court, and where do you guys feel like you may have not matched at times of the game?
First quarter, they got the best of us. Never allowed us to get any rhythm since then, from that point on. So, first quarter.
What are the things that you look at defensively, the things that they were doing differently from last game?
I got to watch the game. Honestly, to speak on that is too soon. Being out there and watching it give you a better feel on what was out there and what they were allowing us to do. They got the win, so obviously we probably didn't take advantage of what they were giving us. So, simple as that.
And then just for you individually, less efficient shooting than you typically are. What did you see that the way they were defending you and where you were getting your looks from?
Just missing the shots. I like the shots I was getting. Honestly, just missing them.
Too emotionally, obviously it's a disappointing game for you guys. You did win one of those down here. What's sort of the mindset of the team as you guys go back to LA?
On to the next one. Came out here, got a tough one in a tough environment. Just to get the next one. I think our mentality is already on to the next one.
Did you see any sort of change in their effort without having Ja? Like maybe next man mentality or anything like that? Sometimes teams can be almost more dangerous when they're missing one of their key pieces.
I don't know about all that. They won without him, lost with him. I don't know.
You guys have gotten a pretty big lift from Rui here in 2 games. What have you thought of the confidence that he's played with?
Huge. He's playing well. He's doing everything that we ask, and they're allowing him to shoot the ball. So if he's more than capable. I think he can dominate the series, honestly.
In your position as a point guard, what are you seeing that they're doing to AD to try to limit him some?
Like you do in every playoff series where some of the best players dominate him. You try to double and make it hard for him. Always have 2 or 3 bodies on him. Simple as that. They're doing a good job of just keeping their bodies on him. We'll figure it out. We'll respond well.
The Darvin Ham things that you think you can do as a point guard, or the other guys can do the
basketball player. You can't keep saying point guard.
Well,
basketball.
Other things that all you guys can do.
Sure. 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 Got to look at it to say what specifically, but sure.
The only bit I'm saying point guard is you have the ball some, Austin has the ball some. So
basketball player with this team. Basketball player with this team. Not really a point guard role. You kind of just hoop,
All right, that's D'Angelo Russell. A little exchange there with Brad Turner of the LA Times. Lakers lose the game 103-93. Let's do a couple other things when we come back. So LeBron and Anthony Davis are speaking together. So when we come back, we'll get a chance to hear from both of them. I'm going to take some more calls here when we come back as well. If you're waiting on hold, please be patient. 877-710-ESPN. Lakers lose 103-93. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
to the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal.
Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Once again,
Here's Alan Sliwa.
103-93. Lakers lose by 10 in Memphis. Series tied at 1 apiece. I think I got greedy. I don't know if I got greedy. I thought without Ja Morant, Lakers would handle business tonight. They're not able to. Disappointing night from a couple different players. Anthony Davis, just 13 points. D'Angelo Russell, 5 points. Dennis Schroeder has been really good for the Lakers. Didn't score a point. Not exactly the best night for a number of different players for the Lakers. I mean, really just off the bench. Rui had 20. No one else scored, but Malik Beasley was 7. So the bench scoring is a little misleading because 20 is coming from one player, and nobody else was able to contribute for the Lakers. Not like they played crazy minutes. Troy Brown Jr. had 11. Malik Beasley had 13. Dennis Schroeder had 16. But the guys I already pointed out, those are the ones that you depend on a night-in, night-out basis. That didn't happen. Andy in San Antonio, Texas. Andy, thank you for calling all the way out in Texas.
Hey, Alan, thank you. You know what? I'm just looking at the numbers, and you know what? Anthony Davis shot 28%, but my concern is that there's no pecking order on this team. When the Lakers were winning championships, Shaq ate first, Kobe ate first, but on this team, there's no pecking order. So I think, in my opinion, we got to feed AD the ball first, get him hot, and then let everybody pick up. After AD, it's got to be LeBron, and then everybody else after that. I mean, that's what I think.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I appreciate you calling in. I think there are a lot of games the Lakers have played this year, and most of those games, if Anthony Davis had 13, 15, 17 points, maybe got to the free throw line 4, 6 times, 7 times, something like that, most of the time Lakers are going to lose that game. LeBron, I'm never worried about. I feel like LeBron will always eventually get his shots. 1 of 8 from 3 from LeBron James. So he missed 11 shots. 7 of them came from the three-point line. But Bron, I feel like, is always going to end up getting his shots. Anthony Davis is the one where I'm not sure. Is he going to take 9 shots or is he going to take 19? So to answer your question, not enough from AD. Solomon in Lake Balboa. What's going on, Solomon?
Hey, Alan, in the inimitable words of Chick Hearn, the Lakers stunk up the joint tonight. This was the wrong night to have a stinker. And I'm like you. Yeah, the split this, the split that. Not after the way you performed in Game 1, not after the Memphis Grizzlies losing their best player. You are supposed to win this game. You are supposed to go back to L.A. up 2. The longer the series goes with an aging LeBron and an injury-prone AD, the worse it is for the Lakers. So, using your term again, they start to play with their food, and that like in the first quarter, and be careful because you got to now you have an inspired Memphis Grizzlies team. I'm sure they think they can take at least a split in L.A.
Yeah,
so let's see what happens going forward.
It's funny, Solomon, and I appreciate you calling in. I don't know if I'm the minority on this of saying that. No, I don't think it's a good trip. I don't know what you want me to tell you. You're giving some life to a Memphis Grizzlies team that has 3 key guys missing, and you're completely healthy. And you already took Game 1. So in most other scenarios, I think there's icing on the cake. I didn't think this was icing on the cake tonight. I thought this was, no, you should win the game. Yet LeBron's there, AD's there, Reaves is there, Rui's playing good basketball. You got D'Angelo Russell. You got all these players, and it's going to take a really, really good night from the Grizzlies and a really bad night from the Lakers for them to win that game, and that's exactly what happened. I just didn't like the tone of the game. Just right out the gate, didn't like the tone. Maybe some people are okay with it, and, hey, you know what? You got your split. But, Solomon, it's a great point that you're saying. The longer this series goes, the more dangerous it is for the Lakers. And the rest is in the beginning. It's not going to be on the back half of this series. Okay, let's actually, before we go to LeBron and Anthony Davis, Rui Hachimura is talking right now. I'm really curious to get his thoughts. He had another good game for the Lakers. Here's Rui.
in the 5 with the bench group. What's the key to protecting the paint, cleaning the defensive glass and just making sure that they're not getting easy buckets at the rim?
Like I've been saying, they're a very physical team, so we just gotta match their energy, and you just gotta box out. When they shoot the ball, they're gonna crash every time. So, and the defense, we always gotta, like you said, me and LeBron gotta be, when we play a 4 or 5, we gotta be in the help side and ready to block the shots and get the offense, get the rebounds.
Rui, you're in the league long enough, you realize that even if a team is missing one of its best players, sometimes that can result in just more energy for the group that does play.
Yeah.
Did you sense any of that energy from them, any desperation or whatever, what have you?
Yeah, for sure, and especially they lost the first game at home, so, they wanted this one. They needed this one so bad. So, but, yeah, just one of the, the things that you just mentioned, like, when their best players are off, like, they play together more, they were sharing the ball tonight, and then everybody was scoring, so it was hard for us to guard. So right now, there's we just gotta watch a film back. It's almost like a totally different team. When the Jazz in and out. So we just gotta watch the team and watch the film, and then we gotta get back on the third game. Yeah.
And you guys went on something like a 17-4 run in the third to make it a game. You were scoring throughout that stretch. What do you think was working in that stretch that you can apply moving forward?
I think we were just moving the ball, and then we are getting stops. That was it's just simple. It was just when we on when we on the stops, like when we get in like stops in a row, like that's how our offense get moving, and so we just gotta focus on defense side, and the offense bring everybody can score this team, so we just gotta focus on more defense. Yeah.
All right, that's Rui Hachimura right there. Let me squeeze in one more quick call, and then we'll get a chance to listen from LeBron and Anthony Davis. Ken in Newport Beach, what's going on, Ken?
Hi, Alan. I'm a little upset. If this is a baseball game and you got a player who hits 300 during the season, and then the playoffs of the World Series come and he hits 100, that guy gets benched. D'Angelo Russell in the 3 games, I'm talking the 2 playoff games and a play-in, is 10 for 47. That's 21%. In his career, his entire career in the playoffs, he's shooting 32%. This is who he is. He does not play well in big situations. And that was Darvin Ham's responsibility to not play him 30 minutes and Dennis Schroeder 16 minutes. That cost them the game, and it's just wrong.
Well, Ken, I appreciate you calling in. Sometimes, like the game against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the play-in game, where D'Angelo was struggling, but Dennis Schroeder basically won them the game, he had the ability to say, okay, this point guard or this guard's not making it happen. I'm going to go to the other one. And he did not have that luxury today because Dennis Schroeder was also struggling. 0 for 3, really just no flow to the game. Schroeder's really good at getting to the free throw line, did not take a free throw, ended up playing 16 minutes. So I don't know who you would have had in. I guess who was performing to not have D'Angelo in, and if there was somebody clear that was out there, then I'm all ears. Maybe you could have said, well, try Beasley, but Beasley's been inconsistent all season long either way, or at least since the trade deadline when the Lakers acquired him. LeBron and Anthony Davis at the podium together. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, LeBron, to start with you, you've been in situations before, up 1-0 in a road arena, expecting that type of desperation. How did you try to convey that to your teammates the last couple of days, and were there difficulties with that, just the whole team matching what Memphis did tonight in general?
No, it wasn't. It need to be a discussion. At the end of the day, we understand what a series is all about. It's not the first to 1 win or 2; it's the first to 4, and you got to prepare each and every game. Every game is its own entity, so you got to prepare for that challenge. And I feel like we was prepared tonight. We just didn't execute as well as we did in Game 1. First goal to 48 minutes, so they made adjustments. We made some adjustments, and you tip your hat to them. They put a well of a game tonight.
AD, obviously not your typical offensive night. Just wondered what you saw, the way they were defending you, and some of the shots that you were missing.
So I took. Just missed them. A lot of shots close to the rim. Normally, make, go in. flush it, get ready for Wednesday or whatever day we play, Friday, Saturday. So.
LeBron, one of the points that Darvin brought up, thinking in the moment, ways to get things going a little bit more, is playing with more pace, but not just getting up and down the court in transition, but in the half court in terms of setting screens and matching physicality, opening up angles. Do you think that's the type of basketball we'll take against the Grizzlies, considering their makeup as one of the more physical teams?
Yeah, we definitely could play with more pace. I think they did a good job of they switched a lot of our pick and rolls today, which kind of stalls your offense out. So, we're trying to go to a lot of the mismatches once we got the mismatch after the pick and roll, and it kind of got us down in the shot clock. And we was playing up against the shot clock a lot, especially in that second half. So, we got to watch the film and see ways that we can get into our offense early, and then when they do switch, we can, make plays happen so we're not playing up against the shot clock.
AD, despite you're not your typical shooting night, and some other guys struggle from the field. 6-point game with 3 minutes to go. What does it tell you about your group that you, despite all the things that weren't going well for you guys tonight, you made it a game, and can you carry that momentum back to Game 3?
Yeah, we're going to keep fighting no matter what. No matter what type of game we're having, offensively, defensively, individually as a team. We always keep fighting. Like you said, 6-point game, 3 minutes, still had a chance to possibly win the game, and that's all we can ask for, fight. Obviously have to be better with our group. Can't have a night like I had tonight and expect us to win. But I think we'll look at the film over the next couple of days and be ready for Saturday and make some adjustments and try to get a win at home.
AD, we see the cut. Did that have any effect at all after you got kind of hit in the eye in the first half?
No.
And then early on, from an energy standpoint, both teams got off to really kind of rocky shooting starts. How did that kind of change? Do you think that energy sort of affected you guys, that you were in that position, neither team was making shots, and it felt like you couldn't really gain any ground on them?
No. They were playing with a lot of pace. We were playing with pace. Obviously, both teams know the importance of this game. Us trying to go up 2-0 and them trying not to fall down 0-2. We missed shots. They missed shots, and we only scored 19 points in the first quarter. Which is not like us. So, we got to make sure we do a better job, but we'll be fine.
This one's for either of you, but with
that's some other shit.
with
yeah.
Oh wait. With Tyus replacing Ja, what kind of challenge does he provide in his pick and roll style, and just kind of some of the tweaks to their offense that you guys noticed today?
No, I mean, they don't miss a beat when Tyus goes to the starting lineup. They're just as a dangerous team when Tyus is starting. So they don't miss a beat, and we knew that. We, no matter if Ja's in the game, if Ja's starting, dangerous. If Ty is starting, dangerous. So it didn't change our approach.
Obviously, towards the end of the regular season, with the turnover on the roster and you coming back from injury, there was a race now, obviously not just to get into the playoffs, but also for you guys to learn how to play together. And I'm just wondering where you guys feel you are right now in terms of, in the process of becoming the team you want to be.
Every game is another opportunity for us to get better, for us to continue to learn each other. Like you said, we're relatively new to a lot of the competition that's in the field, not only the Eastern Conference, but the Western Conference as well. So, every night, when we step on the floor, now in the postseason, we get to see what we're capable of and where we are as far as our growth. And, tonight was another moment for us to grow, and we did.
Last three, we'll take BT, take the gentleman here in the back, and then the gentleman on the floor.
AD, in the past, when you haven't had your best games in the playoffs and you come back strong, how much are you looking forward to Game 3?
Looking forward to it. I wish we could play tomorrow. I say get home, a couple of days rest, a couple of days of film, and I'll be ready for Game 3 for sure.
LeBron, one more thing on Tyus. As such an unflappable player, really decision maker, as somebody who values each and every possession, knowing how important they are, what can you appreciate about his game in particular?
I mean, he's just a true professional. No matter if he's starting, no matter if he's coming off the bench, plays the same style. Like I said before the series started, I think over the last 5 or 6 seasons, he led the league in assist turnover ratio. So to let you know, he's not out there ever making mistakes. And he plays winning basketball. He's been playing winning basketball probably since he was a kid, all the way through high school, through Duke, and so on and so on. So, he's a big time player in our league, and it always shows. It always shows in the stat sheet with him.
Last question.
LeBron, although you lost this game too, you still have the home court advantage of the whole series. How do you assess the team chemistry right now? Do you think you have reached the best team chemistry, or there are still some space to improve?
There's always room to improve, and it's a 1-1 series. Both teams are tied. Both teams feel like they can win on each other's floor, on an opponent's floor. So, it gives us no comfort that we're going home, and we shouldn't feel comfortable going home with a 1-1 tie. Game 3 is the most important game of the series. And if we're not uncomfortable going into that game, they can very easily come in our hometown and our home court and take the series back. So, we, like you said, we got a day tomorrow to regroup, another day on Friday to hit home and zone in on what needs to be done. And then on Saturday is back to the 4 lines, what happens in between the 4 lines on the court. So I'm excited about the opportunity to play again another playoff game. And I believe this is our first game at the house, huh? In front of our fans, ain't it? In the postseason. First time, so I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
All right, that's LeBron and Anthony Davis. It is the first time that the Lakers will have played in a full Crypto.com arena. It certainly didn't happen, obviously, in the bubble. The following year when the Lakers got to the playoffs, there was capacity, 8,500, 6,500, whatever it wasn't full capacity. And even though the Lakers now got that play-in tournament game, but an actual playoff game, it's been years since the Lakers have had that opportunity. So they're going to get it on Saturday. And the Lakers, hopefully behind that Laker crowd could jump off to a much better start that they did today. And hopefully by the time we get back to Game 4, we're talking about Lakers with a series lead. But as of right now, it's 1 apiece. Give the Memphis Grizzlies their credit. 103-93, the final score. We'll have to wait and find out if Ja Morant will be able to go in that one. But without Ja Morant, they still get the win on the Lakers. A couple shout-outs here. Thank you to everybody here internally. Thank you to Michael Funches. Thank you to Rebecca Womble. Thank you to Laura Romo. Thank you to Jorge Briones. And then on the digital side, thank you to Josh Martinez for getting the show up on all our social platforms. So we got a lot of time here, a couple days to spend on what the Lakers did and what they did wrong and what they got to do in Game 3. And it will all start tomorrow, all our local shows tomorrow. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max will start at 6 a.m. Travis and Sliwa tomorrow. We'll follow that show starting at 10. Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap tomorrow as well. So a couple days here of all our local lineups, so feel free to be a part of that. Please be a part of that. I'll be back tomorrow, like I mentioned. Our next broadcast coming up on Saturday. So Lakers will host the Grizzlies for Game 3. Local coverage will begin at 5:30. Tip-off set for 7 o'clock. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm Alan Sliwa. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Please take Game 2 of the series. Lakers lose tonight in Memphis, but head back home to Crypto for Game 3 with the series tied at 1 apiece.
Lakers basketball on ESPNLA is sponsored by Subaru of Glendale,
the #1 volume Subaru retailer in the USA. Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale and SubaruofGlendale.net. Delivered by Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's Big New Yorker pizza has 6 extra-large slices, big enough to hold more cheese on a crispy, fluffy crust that you gotta fold just to eat. Pizza Hut. No one out.